And we are back for the finals of the Enter the Rift tournament. This is like a Cinderella story. Team Anthrax knocked into the loser's bracket earlier on, manages to fight their way back through the winner's bracket.
Standard first
minimize the window. What window? Derp to derp. Shrinking the window. Give me 2 seconds. Derp to schmerp to derp. Schmerpity derp derp. Okay, I can't do this. I'm clearly... There we go.
This is a standard.
Non-ridiculous. There we go. So, we've seen a Casio ban every single game. Last game, NFAO decided to ban Maokai, who's been an extremely strong jungler for Terabyte on Team Anthrax. And they manages to come out and win. So they're going to do the same thing again. They're going to get Maokai out of this. Nobody wants to see Shen. I mean, even post-nerf, he still does a ton of damage. He's really hard to deal with top lane. The only real counters to him apparently are Yorick, and Cho'Gath does great against him as well too, because he manages anytime Shen tries to ult in, he can silence or knock him up.
And the other counter for that is Tim. He counters everybody.
And apparently this Tim guy counters everybody. And there's another Ashe ban. Ashe has been played so much this tournament. The Ashe ults of last game were very, very, very strong. They managed to Ashe combined with Mumu, so much crowd control that every team it didn't matter that they were bigger, because for 50% of the fight they couldn't do anything. So it's just the crowd control was insane. So they don't want to see that again this game. So there goes a Janna ban for the other team. Janna, an extremely strong support, one of the top rung supports for sure. And this is going to be a Morgana first pick. We've seen this over and over and over again for Team Anthrax. When they don't want Morgana, when they don't have first pick, they ban her. When they do have first pick, they leave her open, then they pick her first. And Lezer's going to be playing Morgana. He's landed some key bindings so far this game. We do see a Mumu pick again for the other team. What I'd like to see this round is a little bit more dealing with Mumu early on when he's weaker, because last game they allowed us to get to an extremely late game build. Everyone was extremely tanky, and Mumu's mass ability is insane crowd control. It's rivaled by nobody. He has the most crowd control of any jungler. So the ability to just stun 5 people for 1.5 seconds plus 1.5 for his initial stun is insanely huge. So just shutting down Mumu early on when he's weaker is probably the best play that Team Anthrax would be able to do at this point.
Soraka just a standard support, because she just has so much heal and just a great support overall.
Soraka with Ignite, I'm assuming this is going to be swapped off to their support player, unless they're going to be running an AP Soraka middle. Have not seen that. Doubt we're going to be seeing it here. So Terabyte is picking up Lee Sin jungle, an extremely strong jungler early on, and a really effective duelist. I think this is a great pick counter to Mumu. He'll be able to go into Mumu's jungle whenever he wants and kill him. As long as his middle or top lane are ready to support him, he'll be able to invade with very little risk to himself and a lot of damage to their jungler. And then we get another Corki pick. The only carries we've been seeing are Corki, Graves, and Ashe. I mean, like, this is kind of strange to me. I mean, like, they've been constantly banning out Vayne, but I'd like to see some other carries. Like, we haven't seen any real like Sivers or Tristanas played this tournament. Tristana is an extremely end game carry with a really strong early game, and Sivers' ultimate is just unrivaled by any of her carries. She brings more to a team fight than any of her AD carry. The only weakness of herself is the fact that she has such a low base range. But there we go. There's the Sivir pick. Extremely strong champion, has a really strong early laning phase. They do have Soraka, which is going to allow Sivir to be constantly boomeranging the enemy teammate, and if she can land some key boomerangs, that ends laning phase right there. They do have the highest regen support in the game right now. And Sivir is really strong against lanes like a Taric, who is another extremely, a lot of sustained support. He's got a really strong heal. He's got a lot of armor for his carry, and but the issue is Sivir can just spell shield whenever she wants. She can spell shield this thing. So we're going to see a Sona pick as a support for the other team, which I think is an extremely strong pick in this circumstance. They don't want to be caught out. They don't by a lucky Sivir Q or really well-placed Sivir Q and then lose lane immediately. They need to be able to sustain themselves in lane and maybe even push back against the enemy team. And we see a Vladimir pick here. So Morgana and Vlad, I'm betting we're going to be seeing a double Boda comp for Team Anthrax here, which is an extremely strong change to the meta right now. I don't know how Vladimir does top against Malphite. I'm assuming he'll do decently well because Malphite doesn't build magic resist as a standard item. Malphite might be forced to go something like an early Chalice or just double null magic mantle into Wit's End or whatnot. Not sure what Malphite can build there in order to deal with this Vladimir top lane. Vladimir having a ton of poke and insanely high sustain. And what's going to be the last pick? We're looking for their mid lane for Team NFAO. And it's a Twisted Fate. You know what? I like this pick a lot. Twisted Fate played extremely well last game. He hit a lot of really key ults, managed to catch out people, and the thing that Twisted Fate can do, if he doesn't pop his ult early in the fight, when the team fight's over and the balance has been shifted, TF can ult in, and then he can pick up an extra kill, maybe even 2, depending on the positioning, and then turn the team fight from a 3-3 trade to like a 4-3 trade or even a 5-3 trade. He's extremely effective at counter ganking bottom or middle lane. Anytime, as soon as he hits 6, TF can leave lane and kill people, which is a great thing to be able to have in a jungler. So yeah, we're going to see Malphite top lane with teleport. This is something that I like a lot. We have not seen a teleport pick. Oh no, he's swapping back to Ignite. I would have liked to see teleport because that gives a lot of strength early on in that the top lane can get down and support the other team. Vladimir is a very strong pusher once he gets a few levels into E, and he has some AP built up. But until that point, Malphite's not going to be able to push against him. So TF could push his tower effectively, so Malphite might be thinking, I need to stay in lane unless Vladimir leaves. Also, picking Ignite against Vladimir is never a bad choice because Vlad does have that extremely high sustain. So if they do want to try and kill him, the best move is to Ignite him and try and burn him down. Sivir's picking up Cleanse, which is strong. Morgana does have her Binding and her ult. Sona ult is also extremely deadly bottom lane. But you know what? I don't really like a Sivir with Cleanse, to be honest, because you have a built-in Cleanse with your spell shield. So as long as you use your spell shield effectively, you don't really need to worry about cleansing any targets because you don't get affected by their abilities. Obviously, you can only cleanse one ability, but if you manage to avoid the first crowd control, especially early game, you're strong, and then build a QSS anyways to deal with magic damage. That's my thought on Sivir there. So, very similar makeup to the team comp they had last time. They've got Mumu, Malphite, and Twisted Fate. Sivir is going to give them the ability to gap close as effectively as they want. And whenever Sivir wants to push a tower, if she comes to lane, it's just gone. So, we're going to see an extremely strong comp between the two of these guys here. And now I'm going to be throwing the mic over to Josh to give you some quick plugs for our final game at Enter the Rift LOL tournament here in Edmonton, Alberta, Overclock Gaming and Computers.
All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is, again, Prodigy here in the background, making sure the stream runs nice and smoothly. We are in the final match of the grand final. Score currently tied up 1-1 with Anthrax clawing their way through the losers bracket, able to get the reset, and NFAO being able to equalize the score to 1-1 in that last match. Throughout the weekend, we were giving away $10 RP codes. We have given away all of them, but I just want everybody to know this is something we definitely intend on continuing to do. So be sure to follow at OK Gaming on Twitter, and you will be able to get in on some of those awesome Twitter giveaways in the future. We gave away a free meal to Oodle Noodle as well over Twitter. So again, just more reasons to make sure that you're on Twitter, following it out at OK Gaming, following it at Oodle_Noodle. And if you're in the Edmonton area, in the mood for some delicious noodles, call for delivery, 780-278-7877. They will be happy to accommodate and sate your desires. Overkill 2 on April 7th here at Overclock Gaming and Computers, an FPS tournament featuring Counter-Strike 1.6, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, and Halo Reach. That's going to be starting at noon on April 7th, so be sure to come on down for that if you're interested in those games at all. More information can be found on www.overclocked.com. Thursday nights at Overclock is League of Legends night, which is, of course, obviously what you are watching right now. 6 to 10 p.m., $10 for members, $15 for non-members. 12 teams signed up for this tournament. That means 60 people. Those 60 people brought friends, family, colleagues, co-workers, etc., all to come and hang out. So there's a ton of people both here today and yesterday. And if you want to get involved in the League of Legends community here in Edmonton, this is a great way to do that. So come in, discuss strategies, meet some new people, make some friends, level up your game, and get some practice in. Be sure to follow Overclocked online, twitter.com/OKGaming, facebook.com/overclockedgaming, youtube.com/overclockededmonton. All of the VODs are currently being uploaded there right now. We're just about caught up on those VODs, but they do take a little bit longer than the games take to actually play out. And finally, overclocked.com for all of the information on the store itself, upcoming events, and more. And a final shout-out to Edmonton Gamers for keeping everything running nice and smoothly throughout the event. Be sure to follow them online as well. And we're going to quickly cut to a commercial from our sponsor, Gamer Grub. And when that is wrapped up, we're going to get this final game underway. Don't go anywhere.
Oh man, jacked again. Oh, hello.
And we're back. So we're back here at Enter the Rift. This is the final game of our tournament here. It looks like we're going to be having a jungle invade. This is the first actual jungle invade that we've seen by Team Anthrax. They know that Mumu needs his blue buff to start his jungle, otherwise he's extremely slow, so they're going to try and take it from him. I don't know which team has a stronger level 1 at this point. If Mariana does manage to hit a dark binding, a random dark binding into that bush, then they will have a huge advantage going into this fight.
Yes, NFAO has a nice ward there, so they can just see what's ever going on.
Yeah, Sivir's Boomerang does a lot of damage. Oh, and it looks like they're going to be moving out. They're moving out. Twisted Fate does stun him. A lot of damage onto him right away. There's a Morgana binding. Oh, Soraka is extremely low. Terabyte got Ignite on him. A lot of damage done. Team Anthrax decides to cut their losses and back out. Hopefully, they hope that they've done enough to stop Mumu from doing his blue. Mumu's going to pick up Wolves, actually. This is going to put Anthrax decently behind. They're going to have the back before they can go to lane. Mumu is going to start his jungle on his normal route and be in a good position to start. Morgana didn't take that much damage. She's going to be able to head straight to lane, but their jungler is going to be a little bit behind to start. Lee Sin won't be level 2 ganking, which is going to allow most of the lanes to catch up, per se, and not worry about that. So we have the same matchup middle that we saw last time, Twisted Fate versus Morgana. Both of the players seem to play extremely well. I don't think either one played poorly in any way. They both have very strong pushing power, and they work to their strengths. So, it looks like Lee Sin. No, okay, Morgana's just leashing for Lee Sin. Okay. I thought Lee Sin might have been giving Morgana an early blue, despite the fact that he was so far behind in the jungle. That would have been a big shot to Lee Sin's jungle. We have this is probably what we're going to see all game top lane. Vladimir free harassing Malphite. Until Malphite builds some magic resist, Vladimir's poke is going to do a lot of damage, and Malphite won't be able to do much against him. The fact that Vladimir has tons of lane sustain is just going to make this an even tougher matchup for Malphite, so he's going to have a tough go at it. So bottom lane, things are running about evenly. Corki is about 4 CS ahead of Sivir. Not a big deal. Both of them decided to open Doran's Blade for the extra health and early damage. Both of them do have sustain lanes, however, so opening Doran's isn't a bad choice by any means. Mumu is coming top around. There's a Vladimir there. Vladimir does pool. Mumu has not lost his bandage yet, and Vladimir flashes. Mumu, I must have missed a bandage there. I must have not seen it go off, as Mumu does not bandage Vladimir, or maybe he hasn't. He hasn't skilled it up yet. He didn't even skill it up to gank. So that's fine. Mumu's going to be going into his red buff here. Pick that up. That'll probably give him level 4. If not, he'll do his Wraiths or Golems, and then he'll have his Bandage Toss. It's very rare, actually, that you see Mumu gank pre-level 4, pre-bandage toss, because he has no stun, very little damage, and not much in the say of an actual gank, but that was an extremely effective gank because Vladimir did pull and burn his flash. So Mumu knows that if he comes back top lane, Vladimir is not going to have flash, which is a dangerous position to be in top, especially when you aren't warded. So Mumu continues to clear his jungle instead of deciding to go top and try and gank Vladimir again. Morgana and Twist of Fate are just having a farm off middle. Morgana pushing the lane, TF pushing it back. TF currently 3 CS ahead of Morgana. TF did open Boots 3 pots. Morgana opened Doran's. This allows TF hopefully to dodge some of Morgana's binds, putting him in a better position. So bottom lane, we see a little bit of harass going from both champions. Sivir still has a very large mana pool at this point. So she can just continually boomerang whenever she sees fit. So Sona's open right there. She opens with a spell shield, which is kind of strange. Anyways, she could have easily thrown a boomerang at her face there, doing a ton of free damage. Oh, so it looks like Lee Sin's checking middle. No, okay, Morgana did not hit a binding there. Lee Sin might still be there. I don't think. Yep. To Sunday, I don't even know how to say his name. I don't think he's seen Lee Sin, so he doesn't have an idea that he's around there. He knows that Mumu is, however, back in lane with him there, so he's safe at this point. Lee Sin's heading back to his jungle. Vladimir's been pushed to his tower at this point by Malphite.
Yeah, Malphite is doing quite well, sustaining top lane. Vladimir is quite low.
Mm-hmm. This is actually this is probably due to the fact that Vladimir's really worried about a gank right now. He can't play as aggressively as he normally would because he doesn't have flash anymore, and he doesn't have a ward. So he has to play semi-defensive, and he has to just hope that Amumu doesn't decide to come top and gank him. Because if Malphite lands his slow on Vladimir, and then Vladimir gets bandage tossed, he's going to be in a really bad spot. So it looks like Sivir's been doing a little bit of harass on Sona. I'd like to see more and more harass. The strength of the Sivir Soraka lane is the fact that Sivir can constantly, whenever they open themselves up, she can throw her boomerang at them, and even if it misses, she's not in a bad spot. So TF hit level 6. Oh, he's coming top. That's a try-gank talk on Samuel, and Samuel's going to go down for first blood. Twist of Fate's going to pick that up.
Fate. That was really worth the...
Yeah, and this is one of the things that you always have to be worried about when you're playing a TF. He disappears for 2 seconds from lane. He could be backing, or he could be ganking any lane he chooses. It constantly puts that element of fear in them, and there's nothing you can do to ward against it. The base range on it is pretty hard. It's about from small bush over here to top lane at level 1. So.
Twist does pick up a ward, and he already has double Doran's ring and Sword Boots.
So Corki is slightly out-farming Sivir bottom lane. It is a little bit easier to farm with Corki than it is with Sivir, just because of his true damage built in. But Sivir should be able to harass Corki a decent amount, hopefully either forcing Sona to waste some of her mana healing him, or to,
Nice damage by Sivir on the
good damage by
Corki.
Sivir there. That's the damage that Sivir can put out in lane, and now Corki has to stay by the tower. He can't go out and farm because it's just too much damage. If Sivir lands a QW combo on him, he will die, and he's aware of this. So he always has to be worried. And she has the mana, and anytime she chunks him, he's in a really bad spot. So Morgana comes to middle. Morgana does have ult. She's pushing against TF. A lot of free damage because TF is just standing in that pool trying to farm. Amumu's right around the corner. So Corki once again getting chunked by Sivir. The damage on Sivir's boomerang is reduced by the amount of minions that it hits in front of the Corki. So the best thing you can do with Corki or any AD bottom against Sivir is never open yourself up for a boomerang. Always assume that the player is good enough to hit you unless they've clearly missed boomerang after boomerang after boomerang.
Lee Sin
and
just
then just
gave
stand behind
blue
minions.
buff to Morgana, so Morgana can have quite a bit of sustain in middle for her mana.
That's the same play that they've been making over and over again. They've been choosing jungles that don't necessarily need blue, and even if they are strong with blue, they keep giving it to mid, which is a very strong play. It gives middle. Oh, this is actually the first time in all those games that Amumu has forfeited his blue buff to Twisted Fate. I guess they're hoping to give Twisted Fate that early advantage that he didn't have last game against Morgana, so that he can try and win his lane harder this time. Twisted Fate did an excellent job last game, but Twisted Fate never saw a blue buff. So Malphite is trying to effectively zone this Vladimir top lane, and he's playing like there's a gank coming, to be honest. And yes, there is right around the corner. But it could be possible that he's been playing like this way the entire time. So Vladimir has no idea that Moom is coming around the corner. Oh, Twisted Fate's coming up again too. So here it is again, top lane try gank. Samuel tries to get away. The Mumu lands his bandage across the thing, and that's another kill for Twisted Fate.
Vladimir needs to get some wards right now, or else they'll just keep getting knocked out.
Yeah, you see he does have a ward right here over by his bush, but Twisted Fate is, you can't ward against that. He saw Mumu coming around, but there's nothing he can do.
Twisted Fate's ult is actually such a great ult.
So we have Alezra in middle trying to push some damage on the tower because top was ganked, knowing that he can't really do anything to counter gank. Bottom lane, both just farming. Sivir is back. Sivir comes back to lane with Pickaxe, Berserker Greaves, and a Doran's Blade, which is going to mean that she's going to chunk every single time, even more against Corki. Corki's opening, it looks like, boots, and it's been pretty standard for him neither to pick up a Phage or a Sheen, so he does decide to pick up a Phage this game, which I think is a stronger choice, especially against a lane like Soraka Sivir, because that'll give him the lane sustain that he really needs. Oh, and there, Lee Sin catches the TF for a bunch of free damage, although TF's damage is so much higher than Lee Sin's right now. Lee Sin knows his limitations, does as much damage as he can, tries to avoid as much of TF's bursts as possible, and then just pieces out.
Twisted Fate's wildcard does so much damage to to basically any champion early game.
So Mumu, it looks like he's going to be coming top for another gank. There are no wards top at this point, so Vladimir is very susceptible to gank. They're camping Vladimir top. He really needs some assistance from a jungle. Mumu lands the gank. He doesn't have much mana. He probably has enough for his... Oh, no, not even going to burn his ultimate. Vladimir just pulls away. He doesn't have to flash. Vladimir gets out very safely. So for bottom lane, Sona is now level 6. So Sivir always has to be conscious with her spell shield that Sona ult could be coming. If it looks like they're going to be super aggressive... Oh, there's a Lee Sin gank coming in on the Sona. Kick back on the Soraka. They decide to focus on Soraka. Soraka ult.
Nice
Sivir doesn't get the spell shield on the ult. She spell shields one of Corki's missiles. She manages to get away. Soraka does go down. The kill going to Lee Sin. And Lee Sin, oh, this is the first time we've seen this, actually. They're going for an early dragon.
Yes.
This is the earliest dragon that we've seen in this series. They know that they've killed bottom lane. They don't really know the position of the jungler, but they're pretty confident that they can take this dragon with little to no contestation. And they don't see any contestation. Even Vlad comes down to make sure that it's safe. They're going to peace out, taking dragon. That's one things that Team Anthrax has been consistently good at doing. They've been taking objectives, dragon, towers. They've been doing whatever they can to try and get ahead.
Twisted Fate does have ult up, so whenever he wants to gank, he can just get another easy kill. If Mumu is ready for a gank, possible another gank on Vladimir up top.
So it looks like Mumu might be leashing around middle here. Or, yeah, it looks like Mumu's going to try and ring around from the backside, try and land a binding on Morgana. The issue is Morgana can spell shield his binding, reducing the stun. Mumu would still get pulled, but Morgana would not be stunned. Yeah, Mumu's just camping around, getting ready to come in. The lane's pushing up now. Not necessarily the best time for Mumu to gank. He doesn't want to gank and get caught under tower by a Morgana binding and all, because he would just disappear. And bottom lane, Corki has gone back. Sivir has incredible tower pushing potential. She doesn't choose to do her ult to try and push the tower down. She probably wouldn't have got it, to be honest.
Lee Sin is coming in for a gank.
Lee Sin's coming out from behind. Her spell shield is on cooldown because she just used it at the tower.
Sivir does have wards, so they just backed off right as they saw the Lee Sin going into T-Bush. They could just easily back off from the Lee Sin. That's a good ward placement.
So Lee Sin is moving. Oh, Morgana managed to push a tower. There's TF there, and that is one dead TF. Lee Sin picks up the kill again. Lee Sin is going to get quite big at this point,
yes,
which is something that you see quite often. If the jungler gets quite big, he can affect every lane.
Yes.
whereas other lanes can just try and win their lane harder. A lot of pushing power in middle. They're not even worried right now. They just want to push as hard as they can. Sivir's trying to leave lane to come and deal with middle tower, but by the time she gets there, it's going to be insanely low. They both back off, worried about Mumu, potentially even Mumu ult. They didn't have enough minions up there. If Mumu were to ult, they would have killed all the minions, frozen them under tower, and they would have taken a lot of damage, potentially even died. So Leslie's going to continue to do what Morgana does best. Just push, 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 push. He's going to head over, grab that blue buff from Lee Sin. So Team Anthrax does see that there's a ward down because they have a pink there. Sona's coming in to clear the ward. Mumu is right around the corner. He decides not to come in. Sivir is coming in. She might try and get some free damage. Nope, she decides to back off. Losing vision is always a very scary thing. She doesn't know if someone could be waiting there, if it is a Sona bait, if Sona ult followed by Lee Sin. There's a lot of dangerous things that could happen there just for some free damage. So Vladimir continues to farm top. Vladimir currently at 71 to Malphite 74. So top lane's fairly even right now. Bottom lane, Sivir's at 112, Corki's at 118, and middle, Morgana is just crushing Twisted Fate, 133 to 91 farm. However, Twisted Fate has gone top for 2 kills, one being First Blood, so they should be about even on gold.
Sona
Twisted
does
Fate
have ult up, so this could be a successful gank by Team Anthrax.
Yeah, Lee Sin is in the bush right now. He doesn't know, however, that the enemy team does have that bush warded.
No.
They could check. The bottom lane could have checked earlier, seeing if the minions were moving towards it or not. So Lee Sin's just going to back off. Sivir's going to move safely back into lane. Corki's Gatling Gun is down. Tons of damage from Sivir.
Yes.
Not going to try and follow up with that. The Sivir's a great chaser. As soon as she lands one auto attack at the champion, she can just follow them for free damage. And if Corki's Gatling Gun's down, that's a lot of his safety damage. You don't want to engage Corki when Gatling Gun's up, but as soon as it falls down, that puts you in a safer position. So Sona's decided to pink that bush, getting rid of that ward, allowing Lee Sin to potentially bush gank. So a lot of pings going down middle and bot lane right now. Twisted Fate's probably deciding where he wants to use his ult. It looks like he's going to be ulting top lane again. Malphite is engaging. Vladimir just pooled, so if Twisted Fate ults in, he will not be able to pool the stun. Twisted Fate has gold card procced. Is he going to ult in? No, it looks like he's going to back off and head back down middle. That probably could have been a successful gank top lane, just because Vladimir had already burned his pool. Mumu's middle. Twisted Fate's just pushing back his tower. Every single time Twisted Fate leaves lane, Morgana's doing the right thing. She's pushing, pushing, pushing. That's why she's already pushed his tower down. So she's forcing him to make the decision. Do you want to gank a lane, or do you want to stay in lane and farm?
Morgana did just pick up Zhonya's Hourglass.
Oh, so Morgana's gone for an early Zhonya's Hourglass, which puts her in a very strong position if they were to team fight. She can just pop her ult and sit there and not worry about a thing, allowing her ult to do maximum damage, stun the team, and she can just sit through it. So Corki taking some damage, going back to base. Farm counts have been very even across this game. Corki jumping a little bit ahead of Sivir right now. Morgana beating TF by about 57, and top lane within 7 farm of each other. So this is a strange build for Malphite. Malphite does have very good AP ratios, but it's rare that you see a top lane tanky champion decide to build like AP when it doesn't have a scaling rate. The strength of Vladimir is when he builds AP, it also builds into health, so making him a naturally tanky character. But Malphite looks like he's going to be rushing Abyssal Scepter to deal with all this Vladimir harass and try and compete.
Yeah, because he has a Negatron cloak right now, so he has quite a bit of resistance against Vladimir right now.
Meanwhile, Anthrax getting vision on the enemy blue. They might try and contest this when it comes back up. Take it away from Mumu, take it away from Twisted Fate. Looks like they might be 4 ganking or even 5 ganking. No, 4 ganking bottom right here. Yes. They could absolutely dive this Sivir. She's there all by herself. There's 4 of them. Morgana has her snare. Morgana has bind. Dragon just came up, actually. So they're going to be heading towards the Dragon. So this is going to be another free dragon for Team Anthrax. Team NFAO doesn't even know what's happening right now. They might suspect, but they can't leave lane.
Anthrax has such better jungle and buff control right now.
And blue just came up. Lee Sin is going to walk directly into the... Oh, there's a binding, and
4-3.
Morgana ult is down. It did not get canceled by Mumu ult. They're
Mumu
going
down.
to catch Mumu. Mumu got exhausted. Lee Sin kicked him back. Ignite on Mumu, trying to escape. He's not going to get out. This is going to give 2 kills and blue control and dragon to Team Anthrax, pushing them even further ahead in the early game right now.
Yes. Anthrax last game was quite a bit ahead in early game because of how many dragons they've got. However, that was a great comeback by NFAO. Top getting pushed quite a bit by Malphite. It's probably going to go about to half health.
So one of the strengths of this comp is if Anthrax can do the same thing that NFAO did last time. If they all bunch up, Vladimir ult extremely strong, followed by Morgana ult. They're all slow. They're all taking tons of damage. Corki has very decent AoE for an AD carry, so
Yes,
he can
for sure.
he can do a lot of damage to them. And Morgana can also Soul Shackle and basically. Whoa, that was a great play. I mean, like, great play by Sever. That's one thing that Severs often forget to do is, like, I need mana, therefore I'm going to use my spell shield and just walk into an ability. It's against everything that you know as a player, and it's a kind of messed up mindset that you need to have to play Sever. So you see the binding, instead of running from it, you run towards it and give yourself some mana, and you say, troll.
Also, for teamfight, Sever's Boomerang can do some heavy damage.
Absolutely.
If they get a stunner slow, they can get quite a bit of damage on them.
So Sivir and Corki bottom lane. Sivir having a lot more damage on their tower. Their bottom tower having already been pushed. Sivir's probably going to want to get this down, put them into an even position. One thing that we didn't see last game, NFAO had almost 0 towers. It was forcing them to either ace the team or lose the game over and over and over again.
Vladimir is getting blue buff currently.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, we're back. So Mumu's picking up his red buff right now. Morgana is middle lane with blue, as she always is. Vladimir's currently top with blue buff as well. So right now, Team Anthrax has blue control across the board.
Vladimir could do some big damage to top turret, however.
Sivir's kind of been forced to stop farm right now. What she's basically doing is she's just sitting there, knows that the minions have been pushed, and she's just going to sit there, hold the lane, and farm to the best of her abilities, putting her as ahead as possibly she can. Looks like there might be an engage going down middle. Middle tower is extremely low right now. This is a very good position for Team Anthrax to be in. They can potentially push down that tower and push to win. Well, not push to win, push their advantage. If they do get complete middle control, that gives so much control over the enemy team jungle and Baron buff. So we see a lot of pathing around top. It looks like Team Anthrax is going to decide to try and take top turret down instead.
They could pick off Malphite as well if they're going to go for that. Lee Sin is coming in from behind.
So it looks like it's going to be a quad gank on Malphite. Lee Sin does miss his Q
that
by a
was
flash, and then
jump
Malphite
away
ults
by
his way.
Malphite.
They're going to forfeit top tower
Yep.
and try and reposition to fight another day.
That was a nice getaway by Malphite. However, it was a loss of the turret, but I don't think even if he stayed, he wouldn't have saved the turret. They would have taken it out too fast.
Yeah, the turret would have died no matter what.
Yeah, it was a good getaway.
So Team NFAO is kind of bunching up right now. They're not 100% sure what to do at this point. This is a similar point to where we reached last game, where they're losing towers, they're losing in dragons, they're behind in global gold. They know that they've got a really strong team fight, but they don't necessarily know how to transition into that phase. Because the other team is putting so much pressure on them in so many different places. If they go and bunch up one place, they put pressure in another place. Team Anthrax is forcing them to play on the defensive right now, which is working out extremely well for him. It looks like Lee Sin might even try and do a dive here. No, he's just going to farm the jungle. Much safer play, especially knowing that Mumu could be around the corner. If Lee Sin were to dive and he were to get stunned by Mumu, he would disappear and put his team in a really bad spot. So we're at about 22 minutes right now. I think the earliest Baron we've seen is around 28 or so. It wouldn't be uncommon here for a team to actually try and fight for Baron, but I think right now neither team is willing to risk the tournament and this game on the potential of getting a Baron buff. Neither team has picked up an Oracles yet either. Oracles being an extremely strong item. Oh, no, I'm wrong. Sona has an Oracle. She's sweeping around for wards. But Team NFAO does not have their Oracles yet. I would like to see Lee Sin with Oracles over Sona, being that Lee Sin is a little bit more mobile on the map. Sona, having pushed bottom tower, can be extremely mobile, and she has picked up gank boots, actually. So she's extremely mobile, able to roam around and try and sweep wards. Since she doesn't have to stay in lane since bottom tower's down, that's actually not a bad decision at all. They've got Vision on Dragon. Once again, this is a similar thing that was happening last time, but Team NFAO is being much superior to last time. You can see all the warding positions they've got around the map. They're trying to keep control of what is theirs. Last game, they kind of let Anthrax run them over in their own jungle, putting them at a real disadvantage coming to late game, forcing them to execute each team fight perfectly, which they did in order to win the game.
Corki has so much farm right now. He already has Trinity Force and a BF. So
Yeah,
and
Corki
is really doing well right now.
Both Corki and Morgana are getting extremely farmed. Morgana about 60 CS ahead of the Twisted Fate. Corki approximately 20 CS ahead of the Sivir. And their top lane, Vladimir, is out farming Malphite by 40, so they're basically getting out farmed across the board right now, which is a very dangerous position to be in, especially when you're losing buff and map control. So Team Anthrax is going to be getting bigger and bigger. So the thing that Team Anthrax has to recognize is their strengths right now. They are currently 6K global gold ahead, which is 2 full items basically from the other team. Anthrax does have a decent amount of gold in reserve, mostly on Morgana. So once Morgana does back, I'm assuming she's saving up for Rabadon's death cap, they should try and push their advantage using the gold that they've got. So it looks like they're positioning for a Baron right now. Sona's going to walk by that ward, see that it's there, path back down, and then they're probably going to change their minds here, knowing that they've just given up vision of themselves. The hope was that there would be no vision on Baron, the teams are pushed out, and then they can easily do Baron without any idea from the other team. The last thing they want to see is fight at Baron where they can't clear it quick enough, and Mumu pulls into Baron, and then ults on top of all of them.
Yeah. And if Amumu does get the ult...
That was a very nice binding by Morgana there. Just straight through the minions, right into Mumu's face. Lee Sin's going to pick up Dragon here uncontested. There's not much that Team NFAO can do to stop it. They may not have even had a timer on it. Samuel helping him out. To be honest, Lee Sin doesn't need any help right now, but it's really smart to stay and give him some backup, just in case anything were to go down. Mumu's still trying to keep control of what is there, so trying to keep control of the buffs. Vladimir does realize that blue buff is up. He's pinging it, and he's hoping that his team's going to come. He might just try and take it by himself. TF does ult and catch Vladimir, going for the steal. Great job by Twisted Fate. They may have done that because they don't have vision on Baron right. No, they have the ward at Baron, actually. So TF was just ulting. Maybe he was looking for someone out of position, hoping to catch them so that they could do a free Baron. But anyways, managed to catch Vladimir and save their blue buff. Sona's going to be sweeping Baron right now, going to check for that ward. She will find it, and she's going to clear it right now. And it looks like Team NFAO is all backing. This is the exactly wrong time to back. Morgana still... Morgana purchased a will. So Morgana doesn't have that much money in her bank right now. And all the Anthrax is heading towards... Baron. They see that Mumu is bottom lane farming right now, and they realize that they don't have a smite. Mumu's going to take a while to path over there, but it's going to be quick enough. They won't be able to do Baron fast enough before Mumu gets there. Hopefully, Team Anthrax recognizes this. Mumu's going to be able to get in time to come into smite. So this is going to be a fight at Baron unless Team Anthrax backs off right now. So they do recognize that Mumu's going to get there quick enough. They back off. Morgana lines a key bind on a Mumu up there. The team's just pathing away. They do have vision in Baron right now. Sona does need to go in there and clear that ward. I don't even know if she knows that it's there. She manages to find a ward up there. Vladimir's pushing through. Vladimir's probably the tankiest one on the team right now. He has finished his WOTA, so does Morgana. This means that in a team fight, they would both be extremely strong right now, much stronger than Team NFAO. They've got a big gold advantage. They've got that double WOTA comp. If they decide to fight and Vladimir lands an ult followed by Morgana ult, the other team will die. So Team Anthrax decides that they're going to be pushing a tower middle. Not a bad play to pick up a free tower. This also gives them even more map control than they already had. Sona sweeps that.
Lee Sin is sticking in jungle, just trying to keep up on farm and backing away from the team fight. However, Siver's just back and picking up some items, so it's alright for him to do that. He's just gonna go for our bottom.
So they right now, Team Anthrax has such good warding right now. They can see if their team were to path down anywhere near Baron. If they decide to go for Baron right now, they have a really long warding perimeter, so they can start doing Baron, and then if they need to back off, they can back off. So it would be extremely safe for them to try and do a Baron quick enough before the other team can get in. However, Lee Sin is bottom lane, and it's always a bad idea to do Baron without your smite. So Sona just backed, probably to pick up some wards so they can keep their vision on the map. Lee Sin's pathing back around, and the other team is just going around farming their lanes. If they do get vision of Mumu out of position, it would not surprise me if Anthrax decided that now is the time to Baron. So we see Mumu's middle. They see that Malphite and Sivir are top, and that the team's separated out of position. They think they can probably do it quick enough, so we're going to start doing Baron right here. Team NFAO has no idea. Sivir or Twisted Fate just back to base. Now is the time that you want to see that Twisted Fate ult catch the other team, but they have no idea. They've got no vision. And Team Anthrax is going to take Baron completely uncontested. Right now, they're probably going to pick up some items, and then try and push their advantage over the enemy team. That just raised the gold gap to about 8,000 gold. So Team NFAO may have seen that they took Baron when Morgana came middle. Can't be sure. So I think what Team NFAO's mindset rate is right now, they know that they've got an extremely strong team fight. They've got a very similar comp to what they have last time. They have Sivir ult for bonus attack speed, which only actually at this time really benefits Sivir. To be honest, it's not the best. It's not the best team comp for a Sivir lane. If they were to have someone like Tryndamere top or somebody else, Sivir's ult is extremely strong and synergizes extremely well with them. It looks like they're going to be pushing in through middle right now. They're probably going to play the poke game that they've been playing a lot. One team tries to see if they can get more damage on the other team. If Morgana lands a key bind, she might just move in, ult and Zhonya's.
That could be a really clutch play by the Morgana if she could have done that. But
so it looks like they might just decide to try and tank this tower here, or they're going to stop the wave. There's a pretty big wave pushing bottom. It should do a ton of damage to a tower down there, maybe even taking it out. Vladimir decides, nah, let's keep our towers. He's going to go for it. Sona double warded the blue bush. They've got super blue vision right now. It's really strong to have lots of vision on blue. Lee Sin's going to be pathing up. Right now the team is split. Morgana and Vladimir are pushing the side. They might try and do a split push here. Neither team is going to really want to engage right now.
This could be bad for Morgana if she doesn't book it out
Yeah, if Morgana gets caught bottom because they see the middle, she could be in a lot of trouble. There's 3 of them bottom, 4 of them, 5 of them are positioning.
Really,
TF
really
does
bad.
have ult.
However, in middle, they are pushing. If they could have caught Morgana, that could have done some.
Oh, there's
huge
Sivir ult
damage.
to try and catch up. They're doing a ton of damage to a tower, so Sivir ult is going to be burned without an engage, which is not something that you want to see. Now they know Sivir ult's down. As soon as they watch that little aura disappear, they're going to know that this is a time that they want to engage. Morgana might try and push this tower for free bottom, and then they can engage middle knowing that Sivir's ult is on cooldown.
Yes.
And Vladimir, Vladimir
that was a
pulls the
great
bind.
pool.
Great pool.
Oh, that was a really great. Pull.
Lesra manages to take bottom tower uncontested. Dragon has popped up again.
Morgana
and
seems still to be pushing bottom. However, Twisted Fate is coming down. Twisted Fate could do some really big damage as Morgana. However, if Morgana lands her what's it called?
Her bind?
Yeah, her bind. It could be really bad on Twisted Fate. Oh, just about.
So there's about a
nice
minute
bind.
left running on their Baron buffs right now, just down to about 45 seconds or so. They might want to try and get some more. They did get some towers out of this. It would be extremely strong if they could push an inhibitor tower right now. They do have map control, so they could continue to do what they did last game and try and bring it to late game. However, I feel like the strongest move at this point would be just to press the advantage. They're about 10k gold ahead, which at this point is a huge gap, and try and win right now. They're extremely strong. I don't even think they realize how strong they actually are. Morgana, however, is bottom all by her lonesome. She's going to be going for blue buff. If they do engage right now, both teams are very split. Lee Sin's going to be heading back middle, farming minions. There's a lot of laning going on here when they don't really need to be laning anymore. They can just fight. Especially Team Anthrax. Team Anthrax should be wanting to start an engage as soon as possible. They didn't engage with Baron buff, so it would really surprise me if they engage now. But they should realize that they're really, really far ahead. But it's also hard to realize that when you're in game because you see 4 kills to 2 kills, and the CS counts are in favor of Team Anthrax, but they're not that lopsided that it looks like you're so far ahead. But they don't realize that they are over 11k global hold ahead right now.
If Anthrax engaged, they could do some crazy damage because both Vladimir and Morgana have their ults, and if Sona could hit a ultimate crescendo on them, that could do some really big damage.
Yeah, Sona has a great ult. I wasn't even thinking
Yes.
about that. She also has another really, really strong AoE ult.
Yeah. How big's the stun on it?
It is huge.
About
It's
5
like
seconds done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could actually do some big damage because Vladimir's ult is really, really strong. Currently about 500 damage.
That's huge. They're just pathing around the map right now. Neither team really knows what to do to try and win this game, it looks like. They're just sitting around. I think Team Anthrax is hoping to catch somebody in hopes of turning it into, once again, a 4v5 scenario where a win's guaranteed. What I'd like to see happen is I'd like to see Morgana land a bind, flash ult, and then just Zhonya's. And if Vladimir Zhonya's on top of that and then Sona ults, the entire enemy team would have... there'd be no counter to that. They would just die. They do see Mumu top all by himself. Vladimir comes in. Mumu is trapped at the tower right now. 5 teams turning around them. Morgana's in pretty bad positioning right here. She's going to come around. Morgana gets Mumu ulted. Morgana is going to be able to pop her ult here on all the enemy teammates. She does Zhonya's. They do manage to get away. There is the Soraka, the only one that gets pulled there. Morgana's taking a lot of damage. She manages nice pool binding onto the TF there, picking him off. Sivir doing a lot of damage to Morgana, but Spell Shield does not negate any of Sivir's damage. Really the Lee Sin is going... no, Soraka
not.
heal.
Oh my goodness.
And Vladimir has about 10 health. And they're going to pick up the Malphite right here.
By Lee Sin. That was an okay trade.
That was
a
crazy
3
trade.
for 2, but that turret just so strong.
The only thing that hurt Team Anthrax there was probably positioning. They weren't in the best position. They were able to get out quickly, possibly due to Sivir ult. But they did manage to take an inhib tower here, and potentially even an inhibitor. And if they do get that, that's going to put them in a very good position. Baron is now up. Both teams are going to have to base and heal. Malphite's not going to be up for another 30 seconds. So Samuel will probably have to base before they try for a Baron. Terabyte as well. Morgana doesn't have to because she's level 18. She's pretty full health, and she has that spell vamp built in. Mumu is, however, afraid of an immediate Baron.
That was a great
nice bind.
snare bind by Morgana just to stop the Mumu because of that ward. Or no, that's not their ward. Just kidding.
JK.
Just kidding.
JK Rowling.
Oh, I see what you did there. That was a funny joke, Tim.
Very clever.
Very clever.
So Sona's sweeping right now. She's trying to see where they have vision, if they have vision, so that they can just path back and do Baron uncontested again.
NFAO
Bottom
does
tower
not
is...
have a ward on Baron.
So if Corki goes down to farm bottom lane right now, nope, it's too late. NFAO is already getting out of position right now. NFAO needs to know that Baron is going to be objective right now. They're all basing. They're going to be trying to heal up, potentially buy, but they need to be able to, if the team is out of position, like for example, if one of their teammates is bottom lane, they need to be the ones doing the aggression, taking the buffs away from the enemy team.
Corki is very, very close to full build. Corki can do some really, really big damage right now.
Yeah, Corki has Trinity Force. He's just bought some potions, which are now mushrooms for this current patch. Corki really favors that Trinity Force Bloodthirster build. He's got Banshee's Veil this time, however, which I think is a much stronger item rather than QSS for this specific team comp that they're facing. However, I do prefer QSS normally on ADs. They have no vision again. NFAO is just pathing around their base, and it looks like they're going to be forfeiting Baron once again. Team Anthrax is on Baron. They're doing a lot of damage to it, and it's going to go down before NFAO can even do anything. So NFAO has decided that they just want to forfeit Baron.
QSS is like a cleanse, right?
Yeah, QSS cleanses.
Yeah.
So there's Sivir doing red buff. They may have heard the chunk on the red buff right there, and they might be pathing around to try and catch with Sivir, hoping that she's by herself. Yep, that's what they happened, but they didn't manage to catch her. So they're going to be able to get this top tower, no problem. Minions are going to be pushing middle, some super minions.
Also, bottom has quite a bit of a
and
a
bottom
snowball
lane, yes, has a huge snowball going to her. 2 cannon minions, and they're going to be pushing top. So if they don't deal with top lane, they're going to lose bottom. And if
so
they
much
don't
damage
deal
going,
with
however.
middle, they're going to be having some damage there. So Lee Sin jumps in, doing some decent damage. There's a Mumu ult on all of them, over and over and over again. He manages to land that ult on every single one of them, every single time. And a lot of them dodged. That's been happening to Morgana over and over again. They dodge our ult.
3 for 2, that was nice. If Twisted Fate was there a bit earlier, it could have gone the other way.
Yeah.
However, I believe
So Morgana lived, Sam lived, and Sona lived. So we're going to be able to get this top tower here.
double inhibs down. Possibly this could be they could NFAO
Oh.
in very big trouble. Right
Very
now.
close on the binds. Morgana, Sivir would have spell shielded it. Sivir doesn't want to chase. It looks like Sona just popped her summoner heal there just to give them a little bit of health. Samuel very low.
Oh.
Nice bind on the Twisted Fate
That
right
was
there.
very nice.
Vladimir doing a lot of damage. He popped Sivir's spell shield, but Morgana didn't have bind up to try and capitalize on that.
This could be close to game right here.
They won't be able to take anything more
No.
from this exchange unless they
Push
take
bottom.
tower right here. Mumu isn't up for another 7 seconds, so they can take bottom tower safely. Inhibitor would be a little bit risky, but they do have a lot of minions up pushing
Yes,
in
for
other
sure.
places. So they do, and this is the same thing before. Right now, this is heavily in favor of Team Anthrax to take the game because they currently have all their towers up, complete control over Baron and Dragon. They've almost raised the gold cap to about 20k.
Yes.
And NFAO is going to have super minions spawning from every single one of their camps. Anthrax has some heavy dominance right now. They also have control over both jungles. So not only are they behind in global gold, but if you look, Lee Sin is level 18, while Mumu is 17, Soraka's 13, and Sona is also 13. Actually, you know what? Team NFAO has done a great job at keeping themselves well leveled comparatively to the other team without letting Anthrax get too far ahead of them, because levels can mean a lot of health and a lot of damage in this game. So there's another free dragon for Team Anthrax.
Anthrax's double Woda is very, very strong, actually.
Anthrax's team fight is extremely scary right now. The only issue that they're having in their team fights, why it's not going better, is because the Morgana ult is disappearing on about 3 targets because she's ulting and then Zanya'ing and then they're walking away. She's not able to control which targets that she wants to put it onto.
Yes.
And there's Lee Sin going into the middle of the group. Lee Sin taking a lot of damage, getting away onto the Corki.
Yes.
There's Vladimir right there taking a lot of damage too. Here comes Alezra from behind. He misses his bind. Sona ult does catch him. There is and you see that again. They all managed to get away, and only one target gets snared. That's happened over and over again. And then they
TF
caught
down.
TF there. They're
Vladimir
managing to
ult
push
coming
through.
in.
Corki doing a lot of damage.
They got
Corki's
some
just
really big
pewing,
damage on
and he's
Soraka.
chasing him down. This is probably going to be game right here.
Yes,
There's
this
5
is-
up, lots of super minions in the base. A very good series from NFAO
Yes.
and Team Anthrax. Congratulations to Team Anthrax, winners of Enter the Rift tournament here at Overclocked. Both teams very well thought. Anthrax just had control over the entire game, though. NFAO was playing to a very late game potential, not really contesting those buffs, and then they just kind of let the game get away from them. But both well played to bury both teams. Congratulations on your placement, first and second place to both teams. Very well done. Congratulations. I have been CTX Mystery, and my co-caster is.
Ninja Boy Jr.
Thanks for tuning in.
Oh, man.
All right, what's up, everybody? This is Prodigy on the mic once again. just want to close everything up here before we pack up shop for the night. Again, congratulations to Anthrax for winning their tournament. They were actually the winners of the last tournament, if I'm not mistaken, playing under the name DUI. So now they are on a 2-0 hot streak, you could say. And they're going to win a prize of $420 and $15 RP for every player, if I'm not mistaken. Second place prize is going to be $180 and $15 RP as well. So not too shabby for both of them. Congratulations. They definitely had a great series there in the finals. Once again, we gave away two $10 RP cards this weekend. We're going to be doing this again in the future, so be sure to follow at OK Gaming on Twitter. And you'll have to be watching the event live in order to be able to capitalize on that, as the VOD will obviously be of the past, and that doesn't quite work. Shoutouts to our sponsor, Oodle Noodle. If you're in the Edmonton area and you want some delicious noodles, call 780-278-7877. Thursdays at Overclocked is League of Legends night. Be sure to come on down to that. Meet all the players that you saw today. It's always a ton of fun. And finally, follow Overclocked online. We're going to be signing off here. Not going to keep you guys for too much longer. It's been fun. Congratulations once again going out to Anthrax. And, of course, NFAO with their very respectable second place out of a pool of 12 teams. We're going to be signing off. See you guys later. This is Prodigy. On the mic just now was CTX Mystery and Ninja Boy Jr. And earlier during the stream, we also had Uni, who did have to leave as his bus back to Calgary. Was leaving at 7 o'clock, so he had to take off. And, of course, the wonderful Silver Dirge. We're going to be signing off. See you guys later. Thanks again for tuning in. All of the VODs from this event are going up as we speak to youtube.com/overclockededmonton. They can also be found live on our own 3D account. So you can check them out there. Show your friends, etc. See you guys later.